I have contemplated what I'm about to say a great deal these last few weeks. I've thought a great deal about my responsibility in respect to this congregation. This morning I'm going to lead you down a little bit of a bumpy road for a bit. Hang on tight, but stick and stay. I feel compelled to say what I'm about to say. As I watch our country withdraw from a possibility of developing some sort of environmental plan, as I watch our country withdraw from the United Nations Human Rights Commission, as I watch our country say things like gay people are an abomination, that Mexicans are thieves and rapists, that Muslims are potential terrorists, that immigrants are a threat to our national security. As I watch that, the words Nazi bastards have come out of my mouth. As those fascist, I know it begins with F. And I think about that. And when I say those words and I have those thoughts, I become the very same as the people I just named. Those words are conceived in the same disease-ridden consciousness as gay people are abominable. Comes from the same place, from that disease of hate and fear and greed and arrogance. I can do better, and you can too. There's not a one of us that doesn't have those feelings. There's not a one of us that hasn't been exposed to that disease of hate and fear and greed and arrogance. But that's a terminal disease. And if we take that disease on as a society, it will terminate our society. And we can do better. I ask you to contemplate how you affect our world and the humans in it. I believe that so much of our leadership in this world has lost its connection to humanity.
That's right.
And how do we reconnect? What is humanity? It's a physical being, it's blood and skin, it's living, it's eating, but it's also spirit. It's also divine mind. And when you lose track of your humanity, and every one of us in here has lost track of our humanity more often than perhaps we'd care to admit. But when we lose that, we lose the blood, the power, the energy of life. we can all do better than what we have done. All of us. And you know, it doesn't really make that much difference what you do. There's 7 billion people out there. They're not going to do the same things. But when you consider your actions and your thoughts and your words, if you consider how it affects humanity, does it, when you speak or when you act, does it show that you are connected to humanity? Or does it show something else? Does it show the signs of disease, of a diseased consciousness? Not one of us in here is going to save our world, not our job. The Dalai Lama says our purpose is quite simply to serve humanity. And all of us works hard to serve ourselves. We meditate, we work out, we take a shower, we do all these things. But for what purpose? To feed our egos? Or to keep ourselves in the best shape possible to fulfill our purpose in this life? I am so excited that people are finally waking up to this disease-ridden structure that covers our world. Not just our government, most governments. People get so diseased with power and greed and arrogance and hatred and fear. And the result is always terminal. Maybe you want to write to our leaders. Maybe you want to demonstrate. Maybe you want to just start treating your next door neighbor a little nicer. Treating your family a little nicer. Accepting people for who and what they are. They've been down just as bumpy a road as you have, and maybe bumpier. I am very pleased. Next Saturday, the lady who manages the Wednesday night market is having a rally. She said, I just can't sit here and do nothing. Downtown at Courthouse Square, there's going to be a rally to get people energized and to inspire people to do something to improve the consciousness in this country about how we deal with immigration and all the other injustice. And I get a chance to donate my stage for that. And I might even do some of the emceeing. Might talk. We don't know. We're still in put it together quick mode. But that's something that each of us can do. When we come together, great things happen. When just a few people get together, the trees all get trimmed, the bushes get trimmed, the yard gets raked. What a difference. One person could work for hours and hours and you can barely notice what they do. But you get a few people together and it becomes, oh my God, look at that. Few people get together and we can completely furnish all house for an immigrant family. Few people get together and we can feed 300 or 400 people on a Saturday morning for free. When we hold hands and stick together, we have reconnected with our humanity. And I think that that is probably the greatest challenge that as a world society we have at this moment. The humanity that is filled and based on compassion and love and acceptance, fairness. I can do better than what I see on television. You can too. And be aware, you are bombarded with disease germs every time you turn on your television, every time you pick up a newspaper, and so many times when you just have conversation. Most of the conversations we've had started off just like this talk started off this morning, talking about all the crap. We can do better than that. I know we can. I've seen what we can do when we come together. In a little while, we're going to sing What a Wonderful World. Well, in the inquiring minds, I said everything in this world is how you perceive it and your response to it. Well, it's a wonderful world if you perceive it to be that way, if you work at it to be that way, if you believe it's a wonderful world or not. When we sing our song today, and we sing all those wonderful words about how lovely things are and what we see, do we really see those things? I'd like you to ponder that. When you go home this week, when you wake up, I'd like you to ask yourselves a question. What can I do today to make this truly a wonderful world? What can I do that will help me reconnect with my humanity? What example can I set to help other people reconnect with their humanity? What can I do to spread this terminal disease that is spreading throughout the whole world? It's a hell of an assignment, folks. But you can do it, and so can I, if that's what we choose. Let's stand up and sing. What a wonderful, wonderful world.